right, welcome everybody to the main event AMA. I am so excited for this. There's so many questions I have. It's gonna go right back to our opening statements, but gonna kind of flow right from there. But I'm so happy to do the official Crypto Pharaohs AMA. We do have Hussein, Lord Darkal, up himself. How are you, my friend? Glad you're still hanging with us.
I did get a nap actually.
A nap? What the?
Yeah,
What is that word? You must teach me
I
your
don't know where
ways.
I don't know where you bring the energy. Well, I'm awake since what is it? 11 p.m. Friday. That's when I'm awake. So
When I do these 24-hour parties, time becomes just irrelevant. With all the different time zones, it's such a trip too. Hussein is like, we'll be partying, and then people will literally go to sleep and wake up, and we're still in the party. And it's such a trip
yeah,
to me to see that happen. Night goes to day, day goes to night. So it's super fun. Well, thanks for toughing it out for us. Obviously, we're jam packed on the main stage. We're really excited to dive into the project itself. Now, I know everybody here kind of knows a little bit about you and the project itself. So I'm going to jump right into it. Obviously,
go for it.
this is your 1 year anniversary, man, and you said it yourself. You've started a lot of businesses and ventures in your life, and you know how hard it is to get past that 1 year mark, right? It's very difficult to hit that 1 year mark, and so take some time and walk us through kind of that process of the ups and the downs and some of the highlights that you'd like to share with your 1 year minting.
I think the biggest highlights of the year, I would choose first people. We have a brilliant team. The biggest thing that you wanna kind of look around and see who have you surrounded yourself with. And we have an incredible team. We are 20 people right now. Um, Brilliant artists. It's a very skilled team. People that are dedicated. People that love the work that we do. I think that is the first point that I would say that I can say this gives me a lot of hope towards the future, and that we we will do great work. So that would be one. Second, this is some of the best work I've ever done in my life. So from creative work, uh, maybe some people know or don't know, I ran 5 creative agencies in the past, um, from social media to content marketing to a creative agency, several creative agencies that do creative consultancy and do advertising and creative work. So I've always prided myself on really high quality work, and the work that we're doing right now is one of some of the best work that we've ever done. So that is awesome as well. And we have part of the people as well is the community that we surrounded. I I see people that have stayed with us, that keep coming back and say that we love the work that we are doing. They enjoy it. We have the conversations. They build friendships. We build friendships with them. So these are the things that I think are big highlights. In addition to that, the project have matured. Um, there's a balance between a sense of discovery, where you don't know where you want to go, but you want to also um, you want to maintain something of, while you don't know, you still want some sort of direction, and the direction is incredible. Like I didn't know we are gonna build all of this, and I'm super excited about that. So these are the areas where I say, looking back in a year's time for crypto fairs in particular, it's remarkable. And as a company as well, Crypto Pharaohs is kind of like our um is it, I don't know if the saying is that's the term I'm looking for, like a coming out party or something like that, where before that we were Next Decentrum existed since 2018. We were an education, a blockchain education company when we first started, built education courses, um, and we never really, even though we signed some contracts and stuff, we never really did have like a big, presence in the market in the sense that, hey, here's what we do. Crypto Pharaohs is the first time we went out to the world and said, look, here we are. Here's what our work looks like. So in a way, this is also not just Crypto Pharaohs' work, but Nexi Centrum's um, effort and who we are as a company shows up in Crypto Pharaohs. So that is my answer.
You know, you talk about it's so funny when I talk to you, whenever I ask you, you know, to talk about highlights or something amazing, you always go back to the community, and it's so awesome. The team you work for, I find that so great. Not just Zaya, but just people that are in your community that have grown this passion. I was just looking in the chat, and we saw Darcy helping people out, and I think you really built this community, this bedrock of helping and guiding and just being there for one another. And I think that with the stuff you're promoting with the unk points and things like that. I think it's like promoting these attitudes. And was that the goal there?
Yeah, I think with the community and the sense that we created, it's an extension of who we are. I can't deny that. Like, obviously, this comes from the people themselves. Like, I didn't make the people kinder than they are. I mean, Zaya is Zaya, so he's amazing. So, but I think you you definitely attract or bring out in people what you decide to bring out in people. And I think we decided in our community to be like that. We are very firm in our protection of the community. I remember when we first started, um, there was um, there was a few people, or maybe one person actually, that um, was really like not happy with the work that we're doing. And we were very clear. It's like, listen, we appreciate that. You can come to the community and say whatever the hell you want, but you can never, because he started speaking with the members in a certain way and like making fun of them and stuff like that. And I said, you can't do that. Like, hey, you can insult me as much as you want, but you can't insult somebody in the community. You will be banned. And if you don't like the work that we're doing, tell us. We're happy to give you a refund. Like, I think that is that is something we did from the get go. That we were very protective of the community, and we were very insistent that we wanted people to speak to each other with respect. Um, we just, I think, also posted. We were not afraid as well of testing stuff, so and admitting that things didn't work, and so we uh, from the I think from month one even by December, even yeah, but before we even released the pharaohs, we had the Supreme Council. We had a group of people that were they were suggesting ideas and did that. So we created a small group and we said, hey, here's where we can communicate with each other, and they gave us some amazing feedback. They We ran things by them before we did something with the community, and I think that also having the understanding. While I act uh, uh, like uh, like um like the Almighty in the in the Discord, um, we are the way we listen to our community and the way we appreciate them is definitely one that gives power and credit to the community and puts them first.
I I just love that level of, accepting feedback. I'm the same way, man. It's like, just tell me. If you don't like it, just tell me. Let's not there's no such thing as being a hater if you're just being honest. Just tell me what you think about it. And obviously you can't please everybody, but you could damn well try, and I feel like you do that, man. I feel like you try to make it make sense for everybody because look, at the end of the day, not everyone's gonna like the project, but they can like the passion, right? And I think that is what you're kind of looking for, is to appreciate the hard work and passion, because so many of these projects out there that lack the passion that you all have, and it shows. So I want to dive right into that. Obviously, we have a free mint coming up. We have a major gleam contest we've been promoting. Tell us a little bit about where the free mint came from, where what that's going to do in the ecosystem, in the Crypto Pharaohs world, and kind of how that's going to interact with the pharaohs and the cats and all that.
Yeah, from day one, we wanted. There was this push and pull about crypto pharaohs. How do we price? Um, uh, how much money do we want to make? All of those questions. Obviously, we're a company. We have bills to pay. We have salaries to provide for our team. So making money is what we do. And at the same time, we wanted our project to be um, to anything that we do to reach as many people as possible. This is part of what we wanted to do, even broadly beyond crypto pharaohs. With art, we wanted to democratize access to art and culture, to reimagine in the different future of art, fine art, pop culture, where you used to buy a piece of artwork, you start thinking about $500 or $1,000 or 2,000 and above. And all my life, I go to these galleries, I see these great pieces of art, and I can't buy it because it's out of my budget. It's it's nowhere near my budget. When I was growing up, especially growing up poor. So we wanted accessibility, but when we first started, obviously the market was in a different place. There's also that. But while we released Crypto Pharaohs, we wanted to pricing is very kind of tricky because we didn't want to price it too low so that there is no appreciation of the value. We also spent a ton of time, like the creation of the first crypto pharaohs. I think just for the art, it took us like 3 months to settle on a style and create. And there's a ton of work behind it. But but we wanted to price that. So we're very very thankful for the community that invested in us first. um, the market shifted, things changed, and the first thing we did is we didn't want to push. I think on the first, what was it? I think April. We didn't want to push something on our community. Um, we saw the people were hurting, and I think it was after Terra Luna. I don't. It seems like for ages right now away. But what we wanted to do is we wanted to reward and acknowledge and support our community. So the first thing we did is everybody who owned a crypto pharaoh got a pharaoh cat. And we tried as much as possible for people who, even the first people who bought our crypto pharaohs from the very beginning, they got even another crypto pharaoh. So we tried as much as possible to reward our community and make sure that they receive as much value as possible. Okay, that's one thing that we wanted to do. But now, where we are right now, we are at a stage where the company is well funded. We are building uh, the future of fine art and pop culture as we see it. The tech that supports that future and enabling that future with museums and artists. And Crypto Pharaohs is our blueprint project. So what we wanted to do is we want to grow the community. We want to bring more people, and we want to deliver on this vision that allows anybody who is in love with this project and who loves this work and who has passion for it to enter. But it's hard because if you look at anybody who's from different part of the world, like where I grew up in Syria, this is way out of out of anybody's budget. So that's where the free mint comes. The free mint, which we will have several, and in different, we everything is themed. It's not just like free mint. Hey, come get the crypto fairs for free. It's more like every time there's a theme, there's something we're building around it. There's something we're testing, and the cats are the protectors. They are the fighters for the against evil and for the future of humanity. So we wanted more fighters out there in the hands of more people, and that's why we the free mint comes in. We wanted more people to help us revive these cats, put them out there as we prepare for the ultimate fight against evil, as we prepare for the avatar gods, as we prepare for the eternal names, as we prepare for the beetle. So there's a lot coming in, and we need more members of the community, more fighters out there, and that's where the free mint comes in.
Now, the Beatles, now a couple of things about the Beatles that I've noticed, at least with the artwork in general, is you kind of hidden or the artists have hidden the Beatles in some of the PFPs as it is. Are those, and I'm an alpha hunter, are those gonna tie in to that token at all, like the artwork itself?
The it's a very good point actually. Every crypto pharaoh has a ton of properties. I think we are not to gloat about that or anything, but I think we are one of the projects that had where our characters, because it is a fantasy story, our characters have so many properties that and these are only the properties that you know. There are properties you don't know. There are numbers that are hidden in the metadata of each of the pharaohs that do not show up. That can be used in anything, can be used in gameplay, can be used to randomize the results of anything that we want to do. So there are a ton of properties there in the crypto pharaohs. Everything, from the eyes, the name of the eyes. It's not like red or blue. Like everything has a name, and has a meaning. The same thing with the crypto cats or the pharaoh cats. So um, the there will be something that ties in among each other. There will be something that says if they have these properties, this is what will happen. They will be capable of doing X, Y, Z. Um, there's a combination of powers that come together when you have a certain pharaoh, a certain pharaoh cat, a certain eternal name. Especially eternal names. Eternal names are the ones that unlock the powers of all of those. So um, the Beatles are still shaping up. So the Beetle token is so there's the Beatles and the Beetle token, which is it's we're still figuring out how they play out in the story because the Beatles have been discovered. We didn't intend like it's not something we invented or said, hey, let's create Beatles. They just were discovered. We just released the story or the call to for the for everyone who holds for all of our citizens, which are everyone that holds a pharaoh cat and a crypto pharaoh, to help us uncover the story of the Beatles, because we don't know yet. We need to help them. They're just been discovered by the crypto pharaohs, and we don't know anything about them. So we're still figuring out. But the Beetle token is the currency that activates the gateway. The gateway is what allows the crypto pharaohs to move from being the shape that you see, which is amazing, but they show up in our world like a token like this. But they are actually real live beings living in the cryptoverse. So how do they move to our universe? They move through the gateway. and to be able to move through the gateway and become the crypto pharaohs that you saw, that are more alive, more uh, 3D. They need the BL token, and they need the powers of the the crypto pharaohs as they exist right now, the pharaoh cats, and eternal names. Eternal names are the key to unlocking that power.
I genuinely cannot wait until you're in the metaverse. Hussein, your is that something you think about a lot? Like your metaverse has got to be the most intricate concept that I've come across, man. I mean, every little piece is so important. I feel like, and it all connects with itself. I just have more of a personal question. When you guys are coming up with, the storyline and stuff like that, obviously it's got to be a blast and fun, but are you doing this on like boards? Like do you have just like think boards and stuff like that going on, or I mean, it's got to be so hard to piece this intricate story together. Is that like a super big challenge, or walk us through kind of like that creative process?
The story itself unfolds uh, on its own as we talk. So the way it works, me and Joel. Joel is our lead writer. Um, he's a novelist, award-winning novelist, and he wrote uh, 5 novels, and he's our head of content. So I'm gonna drop the here's something to watch uh, in the chat room for everyone here. So uh, me and Joel meet up usually on Saturdays, and we jump on a call and we talk and we pick up the story where we left it off. And he just asked me a question like, why did the Pharaoh cats did do this, and what happens after that? And we're just um, like following the story. That's how it goes. So um, we just go like, oh, and what happened then? It's like, oh, okay, actually this happened, and that happened. And then the avatar gods came in. It's like, okay, but where do the avatar gods come from? And I start kind of telling the story, and I'm not necessarily like thinking really hard about um, how do we create like a an epic story or a story that's exciting. We're just telling the story, and Joel just asking questions, and we're just kind of going into the stream of consciousness, um, like we're just flowing with it, and it's it's so fascinating. It's a lot of fun. We don't have boards. We're just telling the story, and Joel captures it. He writes it. We go through it, and then we give it to Diego, who's doing the comics. So it started with the Crypto Pharaohs. Then we said the Pharaoh cats. The Pharaoh cats. The story. So the simple story is Crypto Pharaohs are people that were taken in the time of ancient Egypt by Queen Merenith and uh, Anubis. And the reason they were taken is because Queen Merenith saw that prosperity is not going to stay and ancient Egypt will fall. And there needs to be a group of people that will proceed and continue the mission of the pharaohs, which is to maintain peace on earth and advanced technology. So that's the crypto pharaohs. So they were selected, taken to the cryptoverse where they live. The cryptoverse is its own universe. That's what that is what our metaverse is, or the universe of the crypto pharaohs. And they fought. The way they fight evil is they can't move to our world, so they work through the chosen seven. The chosen seven. Every generation, there are 7 people chosen to enact the will of the crypto pharaohs. They thwart and stop Apophis's plans. However, Apophis became very strong recently, and had more and more havoc to wage on Earth, and more, wars here and there, and you see the atrocities. Um, Everything that is happening on Earth is because of Apophis. So they needed help. They couldn't. These chosen seven were not enough on their own. So the viziers, which are the um, most genius and the most basically the executors in the Crypto Pharaohs world, they pleaded to Anubis, and they said, "This is not enough. We have to do something." So and they realized from looking at ancient scripture that the cats used to help the pharaohs fight evil in ancient Egypt. So they suggested that they revive the cats. However, when they revive the cats who are mummified have frail bodies. So they needed to infuse their bodies with technology. That's how we got the pharaoh cats. So now the pharaoh cats are fighting. They can move through the gateway. They can go to Earth, to our universe, and fight against Apophis. Apophis realized it's a losing battle, um, searches for the gateway to the multiverse, finds 13 gateways to the multiverse, and uses them to go wreak havoc around the universe. Well, now there's a problem because how do you catch up with Apophis and his forces of evil across the multiverse? You need far stronger beings than the Pharaoh cats. Pharaoh cats can jump to a place and fight, but they need to know where the fight is. So they needed somebody, they needed more. And those are the avatar gods. And the reason is because the gods cannot leave their place to go fight, because that will leave the world vulnerable. So they came together and they created versions of themselves and of other gods, mixtures, and those beings have one mission and one mission only: seek and destroy. Find Apophis and his forces of evil and destroy them wherever they are in the universe, in the multiverse. So that's what they do. They created the avatar gods. They go and fight and find Apophis. So that's how the story evolved. Um, I'm going to stop for a second, and I can definitely talk about eternal names and why they exist and how they came to being. So we just Joel starts asking me, and I start answering. That's how we get those stories.
It's so cool, man. I'm just over here cheesing. This video, holy shnikes. Can we chat about that for just a little second here? Is this like alpha? Like what in the world is this?
So when we created the Pharaoh cats, we created this, which is we worked with a graffiti artist in London, and that graffiti artist created this that you see right now. He basically took a Pharaoh cat and painted it under a bridge in London. And at the time, we told the community. They saw like the how they did it. And what happened is Juan, who's the CEO of One More Pulley. One More Pulley is a London-based company. They do 3D work, brilliant work. So he captured that graffiti. He captured it using the mobile phone camera and all of that, and then took it to 3D world, and that he can manipulate it this way, so he can put it whatever he wants.
Wow.
So we put it there, and he plays around. So we work with them so that we play around with the ideas. What can be done with this? So this is just us playing around and seeing what is possible. What kind of environment can we create? How does it look? Um, and we're still working around the environment of the seven kingdoms. So the cryptoverse is formed out of seven kingdoms because ancient Egypt, which is the history books don't tell you, uh, obviously because it's a fantasy, but because we know the truth, they don't, because we're connected to the crypto pharaohs. they don't tell you that ancient Egypt was seven kingdoms. So the cryptoverse was seven kingdoms to mirror those kingdoms, and that's why there are seven gods. Every god is responsible for one kingdom, and the crypto pharaohs are distributed among them. So how they are built, and this is the thing that we explored a little bit, and we're going to continue to explore. And an alpha that I can tell you is that we are working on a novel called The Seven Kingdoms that tells these stories, but in a novel format rather than a comics. So the comics are the ones that we are releasing. Um, uh, it's starting next year, and but the around that around the even though we're releasing the comics, we are also going to be writing a novel, and we are also going to be pitching a movie script to see um, if there are production companies that will pick up and are willing to take on and make it a reality. So it's a long way to go, but
Oh, just
we love to
just,
dream.
magazines, books, movies, ugh, this worthless
Well, the story is
NFT.
incredible. I love to see it come to reality. Like I love to see it come to reality.
100%, man. I that's why I was like thinking, that's why I made that comment about the metaverse is it's just it is something you can get lost in. I said that from the day one when I started, diving into crypto pharaohs is you genuinely can get lost in it. And there's not many, if any, NFTs that you can say that about. So,
I'm glad you feel that way. It's a lot of fun to build it. So
I want to kind of circle back. You did say something that's really, really important, I think, especially in the current market conditions, that Crypto Pharaohs is well funded. Tell us why that was such a big, you know, goal of yours. Because when we met in person, I know that you were working your butt off and getting funding, and you were, pitching, 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 and it was successful, and you were able to secure some funding at the helm of this bear market. Why is that so important? And why do you think that alone will, kind of set you apart from a lot of the other NFT projects?
well, to clarify, it's actually Nexicentrum that is well funded. But Nexicentrum, since Crypto Pharaohs is a flagship project, that means that Crypto Pharaohs has the funding to maintain. The Crypto Pharaohs actually is not a big part of our budget. It is a small part of our budget. Our budget is dedicated towards building the company as a whole. What we aim with Crypto Pharaohs, why it matters that we're funded, is because since Crypto Pharaohs represents, um, uh, let's say, uh, a blueprint for the projects that we want to do, and showcase for, let's say, how things can be done or should be done. That means that when we're funded and when we're have what we need, that leads to the Crypto Pharaohs project has more chances of continuing and building, because you can't continue a project without having people to work on it, and people need money to survive and to thrive as well. So that is the reason why funding is crucial, because then you can make moves and you can be patient as you build. Building such a thing, like if you take a look at the comics, everything that we're doing, from the level of the work of the pharaohs, while it's 2D work, and I understand that some people may not realize that the work of the crypto pharaohs took a ton of work. Like every outfit is highly like thought through. How are we gonna do it? Melissa, who's the artist that worked on the original crypto pharaohs, there's just so much back and forth. Every element of those were really considered. Were the original pharaohs um, uh, wall drawings were very well researched in order to create this. There was so much work. Um, it was like everything we're doing day and night to get that project out the window. So we know what it takes to do that, and to work with artists right now and give them the chance to do the work, like for example, Antonio, to give them the space to do the work that we're doing, like the work that we're doing with um, the avatar gods. I mean, this, look at this here. This is one. Let me just see. Is this the one that I have? Yeah. I'm gonna put the high like on high res so that you can see the level of detail. Like if you look at just this piece of artwork, like that's a ton
Wow.
of work and space and time and energy that goes into this. Um, you you can't do that unless you're sitting on a lot of money, um, and you have space
Wow.
to give the artist. So something like this, I think that is why it's important to be well funded, to build a brilliant team. And the beauty about this is that all this work is work that we are now taking to the museums that we're working with, to the artists that we're working with. In fact, maybe I'll drop some of the work that we've done with artists as well. Here is that is, I think, something that hasn't been seen, which is the yeah, the work that some of the work that we've done with some of the artists that we're working with. So I'll put in some of those. What many don't, I mean, I don't know if you know, but I have a book that I wrote that is available for everybody to read. And this is some of the artwork. This is the work that is done for the book. The book. This is how me and the first project me and Antonio worked on. We worked on a book. You can go to. I'll put the link to it because it's available for anybody to read um, for free on our Discord. Here, let's go. Where is it? The library. In the library. If we go to the library, guides or whatever, here we go. Oh, there it is. I'll just get a link here. And that book, this is the artwork for the book. So here it is. That's where the book is. So there is, let me show you some other, some brilliant work here. The work
I
that you've
love that
done
you
for the
put
book.
the dark art of mastering your life. I I think that's such a great statement.
Yeah, it's kind of a summary of the learning that I had so many people asking me, how do you do this? How do you do that? Like, um, uh, so it's like it's so much. So this is some of the work that we've done as well that people don't know
We're gonna
of.
have to get this on published NFT.
Yeah, why not?
I would mint one.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Hussein
So
Art Moon. It's Hussein's.
yeah, that's what we wanted to do. I wanted an illustrated book, and I loved Antonio's work. He has such a unique style. So it's a combination of the story of the and then the artwork. So we worked on this. So this is coming soon. And then there is of course one of my favorites, like this work by Antonio as well. Incredible, incredible work. So and then there is this work that hasn't been released with an artist called Michael Binkley, who's a sculptor from Vancouver that we're working with. That we will release his work very very soon. So there is a ton of work in the background that we do as a company and as a team, and the intention is to deliver on our vision to really bring different uh, a different view of what digital collectibles can be and how digital art um, can be expressed and created. So it's a lot of fun. So here's a like a lot of alphas that people haven't seen before at all.
Wow. And I'm supposed to continue to talk after dropping all this? That wow. Yeah, man. I mean, I just feel like the content is never ending with you. I genuinely, it's insane. Ah, how's a turtle too? Is and the whale. Wow, that's incredible. So, yeah, sorry. Wow, a rare
I have a
Jimbo
big
moment. I'm
grin
at a
on my
loss for
face right
words.
now because that's exactly how I did. Actually, when we went to PopCon, when I gave out the cards, which are printouts of these artworks that you've seen, which is mostly the Crypto Pharaohs artwork. We haven't print out any of the others. The others are still. This is your guys are the first time anybody sees this. So um, when we gave out, like they stop and first they get it and it's like, oh, thank you. They think because I give it to them for like I give it away, and we didn't want to. They asked us to sell and like release it. I said no, I wanted to be in the hands of people as much as possible. So they open it up and they look at it, it's like, whoa. And they do this, and they're like, they didn't expect that. They thought like they're getting something because they're going around and they're getting what other people are giving, and they're like stop for a second. It's like, this is incredible. What is this? I was like, and of course the name of the artist on the background. They asked me if I did it, and I said I'm the creative director of the project, but these are the artists. So it's so much fun to see the reaction of people, and that's why we create this. I mean, like it's our it's what satisfies us to see that. So we're super excited about next year releasing those artworks, those projects, putting them in the hands of people, seeing the impact, um, and inspiring more people, more artists to create, and more people to collect, and telling them that hey, your trust in us has not gone unnoticed. We took all of that work, and we feel that we have a responsibility to build something great. Um, Everyone who's part of the Crypto Pharaohs project, who are citizen, who's collected with us, will be considered first. And uh, some of the people who are new to our uh, Discord, who are new to our world, and who've just signed up to here. Let's actually drop some more alphas. This is all for you. Uh, this is all for you, Jimbo. So here's another alpha.
I'm cheesing over here. It's
So
always I
moment,
always know what I'm getting into when when
yeah,
we do an
the
interview, man.
Momentable Discord is live right now. It's still not open for everyone. Like it's still not fully built, so we're still building. But the Momentable Discord is there. Um, so feel free to join if you want. And we are releasing, and I love it that you guys are sharing the cats and the pharaohs. By the way, shuttle. I love it. This is brilliant. I love I can't have. I mean, the most amazing thing is we can't have enough looking at the art that we created, and I think when you have that, and when you yourself loving it, I think it makes a difference. Norden, thank you for sharing. Like these are awesome ones. Um, Magnum Cool, like these are brilliant ones. And Luba, these are. Please keep sharing. Keep sharing.
And I noticed in some of the artwork, like that, the one here, I'm gonna reply to it. I noticed in that picture, obviously, you can see that kind of that robotic arm in there a little bit too.
In the
I just replied to it in the general chat.
okay. Uh, yeah, so this, I think, it's not because it's Avatar gods. Avatar gods are created and they go to different universes. So they are made from ancient stuff and material that we don't know. This is where in practice, what I did is I told the story to Antonio, and I said, here are what Avatar gods are. Now let your imagination go. In fact, he created something like, I don't know what it is. Where is it? Here, let me just show you. He has kind of like an Anubis that is somehow mangled. Here, there it is. This is the one, I think. I was like, what is this? And this is also the back and forth of how we collaborate together as a as a as creatives, where he creates something and then we didn't have the story for that. I was like, okay, so the story for this guy is this, that they move around and they break apart because the just it's so much energy to move from one universe to the other, and it kind of breaks them apart, or they transform. So so this is where we're kind of figuring out things that we don't always have the answer. It's not always governed by the story. It's constantly, governed by the back and forth uh, kind of creative. And that's why when we did with the Beatles, what we did is we actually invited our citizens to participate. They are researching and they're creating the stories of the Beatles. Um, so it's going to be a ton of fun to see uh, what stories they come up with, like how this is gonna turn out.
Wow. Incredible. I'm blown away. Wow, it's just so cool. So, so let me ask you this. So obviously with all this artwork and stuff, can you talk a little bit about what obviously you have the pharaohs, the cats, and the Freemint coming up with and the Beatles. What else are these ever going to be able to be minted, or are they just lore for the story?
No, everything will be minted. We want to put everything in the hands of our community. So we are super excited. Here's something also really fun. So we're really excited about making sure that these are all available for the community to own and to enjoy. Um, so we can't wait to put them in the hands of our team, of our community. So these are the things that we will be minting and making available starting next year.
And that wow, I'm blown away. So there will be multiple oh wow, look at that. Yeah, incredible. Now, let me ask you, I could chat with you all day, Hussein. I know you gotta get some sleep. I okay, so let's talk OG. Let's talk original Crypto Pharaoh NFT. Obviously, we gave some away today, and then there's some OG members in here. Can we talk about what that will grant people moving forward? Obviously, you have extensive plans. Why? Tell us why. Why should people go grab that OG Crypto Pharaoh right now?
The crypto pharaohs, the OG crypto pharaohs are the key to everything. So to be very clear, they're not like, oh, we have our first collection, second collection, third collection. Crypto pharaohs will always, there will never be a version two of crypto pharaohs. They are, because it's a story driven. It's not like, hey, we created this and we created a new version and we created another collection. It's a story. It's an unfolding story, and they are at the heart of it. They are the leading characters that are playing the story. That's why we created art around them. I mean, for anybody who follows our work, you remember these, which are here, like the art around the crypto pharaohs. Let me just drop it very quickly. So this is, for example, the demigod fighting. So every the crypto pharaohs are at the heart of everything. But as I told you, the way we experience them in our world is these 2D characters, because the way they communicate with the chosen seven is they communicate through technology. Um, they show up on their phones, they show up on their computer, they use those tokens in order to channel the powers of the crypto pharaohs into our world, in order for the chosen seven to do what they need to do. So that is let's say I would say, is amazing about the Crypto Pharaohs. So, what we are trying to do, if you are the person that's connected to your Crypto Pharaoh, you bought the Crypto Pharaoh, so or you acquired the Crypto Pharaoh, you claimed the Crypto Pharaoh, um, you can bring the Crypto Pharaoh to the real world, to the 3D world by uh, acquiring an eternal name. Eternal names hold a ton of power. Um, and I think I shared. Here's how the eternal names. So they hold a lot of power, and that power is what you need in order to transform or bring your pharaoh. It's not transforming even the pharaoh. It's bringing the pharaoh to the world here. So that is what you need. Let's see. Here's some uh, eternal names for you. So you need those in order uh, to bring the crypto pharaohs the to our world. So with that, as we remember these iconic images, and that's why we drew them, because we wanted to show you that there are real stories for the crypto pharaohs. They are real characters that exist existed in ancient Egypt and now exist in the cryptoverse. So that is that is who they are. They will stay there. They are the key. They are the most important. They are the ones that are doing the most important work in the crypto pharaohs world. So what that means is, with, only by holding a crypto pharaoh are you able to claim 3D crypto pharaoh, which is because you need the crypto pharaoh, because that's who the crypto pharaoh is. They are interconnected. So that is what we're working on. It's one of our most ambitious projects. If how basically do you move um, something from the 2D space to the 3D space? How does that story go? How does that arc? Um, what is the implications of doing something like this? I think I showed as well. Here's an example of what a 3D Anubis would look like.
Wow. Now that would be sick in that video.
Yes.
That's incredible. Wow.
Here is
Yeah, I'm at a loss of words, man.
yeah. Here's the token. So all the token work is done. The um, the names are done here. Let me show you as well. All the eternal names are done. So we are super excited about kind of putting things out there.
Look, we will never end having AMAs, man. We have endless amount of stuff to go over. I can't even thank you enough, Hussein, giving the time to explain this stuff and just go through it. I know it's a passion for you, and that's obvious. And I mean, just the amount of content you shared in this AMA trumps so many of the projects that I've looked at. Um, Last word spoken is asked, what's the suggested secondary marketplace Crypto Pharaohs?
Okay, so that's a great question. We are on .find. We are on Matrix. We are in talks to Gaia, with Gaia. They're great. I think we're just talking to them. So we're making sure that there is um, you can basically sell them wherever they're like the main markets, or exchange them or buy them on the main markets that exist. Obviously, we are on Flow Score, so we're very active on doing that. Bear in mind that our platform itself allows to do that. However, our platform was built for something else, and it's not necessarily a market. It's more of a storefront for the projects and the museums to sell. So that is I would say the step number one. One thing that we haven't, I think we haven't told our community yet, that we are already we got the partnership with Dapper as well. So we we've signed the contracts, everything, so that's done. We actually we just haven't rolled it out yet. And the last thing is we're rolling out a few softwares. One of them is the subscribe software that if you go to Momentable right now, you can subscribe and start receiving random digital collectibles from Crypto Pharaohs and other projects that we were collaborating with for a subscription price. So for a small subscription price, you start receiving monthly packs of randomized digital collectibles of very high quality that you would enjoy to introduce you to other projects, and Crypto Pharaohs will be one of the leading elements of those collectibles. So these are some of the things that we're working on. We're trying to, and it sounds like a lot, but they're all inside one vision. So as I've told you how the story unfolds, and as you see, it's not like stuff that we're talking about. We actually have done the work. Um, so I think that's very important. That one of the things I think I remember early days when we first started, people were insisting, "Are you going to do this? Are you going to do that? Are you going to?" And I pushed back. I remember, like they asked about a play to earn game and stuff like that. I pushed back and said, "Listen, I'm not going to talk. Do I want to do stuff? Yeah, I want to do a ton of stuff." But I don't want to talk about what I want to do. I want to talk about what I'm doing and stuff. And it requires here. Let's. This is like the um, the 3D testing that we have to go through and test. And this is extremely expensive work that we have to do because we're not just doing, like 3D characters that's still in place. Like these are moving characters that you see. You have to think of how the dress, would show up and all of that. Like these are expensive tests to do to kind of play around with and see how it works and stuff like that. It's it's uh, not to give our work importance, but just to tell you that it takes time and energy and to do this work. And we're not just talking. That's why I showed the work that we've already done. That the Beetle token done, the Eternal names they're all done. We just have now to see how we're going to release them, in what way. Especially with the partnership with Dapper, we want to make it as easy as possible for people to acquire and to get the work. So this is where we are in the process, and it's a lot of fun. It's very challenging, and it's a blast actually.
Well, I think I can speak for everybody that's in here, man. We appreciate it, genuinely, and you'll continue to get the support from myself, and I know a lot of people that support you as well. And I'd be remiss to say I'm proud to be a member of this community, and I'm excited for the future. My brain's spinning as it always is after our AMAs. With, with the near, I say the near future, and I feel like I just know I'm just overwhelmed with how much is happening. That's such an awesome feeling to feel in Web3 these days. So you bring the positive energy, you bring the passion, and we desperately need it in this atmosphere, in this ecosystem, just to prove to people that the bear market is not killing anything for those that plan to build long term. Straight up. So from the moment we met in New York City, I knew what you were about, man. I knew you're a busy body. You're here to make things work, and I look forward to New York in April. I look forward to collaborating with in real life event and many more parties to come. Again, touche and props to you, Hussein. I just want to give you the last couple minutes to just kind of give you that last call to action. How everybody in here can continue to support you, the best things that they can do, and then we'll head over to our poker tournament where the winner's going to win a crypto pharaoh.
Awesome, that's great to hear. So thank you very much for running a great kind of show. I would say, as always, to be expected. But it's been a great show, and I look forward to kind of continuing to enjoy the party. So thank you for doing that. Thank you for everyone who's attending and continuing to have fun. How you can support us? First, always, always, always. Have fun, make it fun for you, for everyone around you. Remember that you're awesome, you have something to add of value, regardless of what that talent is, and jump in and add value. So help in any way you have. We're looking for people to moderate, to basically help us run the community and grow the community, to help to work with Zaya. And the way you moderate is by doing the work. To give you like the arc of Zaya is he became a host first. We call them hosts actually, and he became a host first, and that's the way we basically hired him as a host. So be the person that you want to be. This project will grow with you. So grow the project with people like you. Bring your friends that you want to hang out with. Don't just bring people. Don't just invite people, but bring the friends that you want to be. Let let your voice heard. If you really like the project, let people know and let them come in here. As you've noticed, we never tried to push something on anyone. We never tried to sell or oversell anyone. We just want people to have fun, to enjoy, to participate and contribute. So we want to build community here that kind of mimics a good community on the ground. So that's number one. Participate, add value in any way, help the rest of the community, um, and give feedback. I think if there's something that you think um, can be done better, or you have something to contribute. We have many ways, in particular, the education part, the library. You have a guide, you have something to curate. Add value in any way. Education, art. We're always looking to grow and always looking to do something great. Just bear in mind that while we're saying this, it does take time. So also be mindful that just, for example, you bring something today and you expect tomorrow the world's going to change. We hope it will, but sometimes it does take time. So good work takes time. Be patient, be contributive, be awesome, and be a ton of fun. That's what I ask people. That's how you can support, get the word out there. Other than that, I think I'm really, really appreciative that you chose to put your valuable time here and to invest your time, energy, and money in this project. We are careful not to call these investments as in the term of investments that NFTs call it. It's a product, and we appreciate that you believe that the product that we did has the quality and the value that inspires you to dedicate your time and energy here and to have fun. So thank you, and keep on the good work. As a community, we're nothing without you, and we're everything with you. So thank you, Jimbo. Back to you.
Wise words from a wise leader, the almighty Darkal. Thank you so much, my friend. I genuinely appreciate it. It's always a blast getting in touch with you and learning more about it. So thanks for hosting it. Happy 1 year anniversary, Crypto Pharaohs. I'm setting up poker right now. I'm actually working on a really cool felt for it. It looks really, really cool. It's taking a while to load and save, so we're gonna see if I can make it work. But stay tuned. I'll make an announcement in the next 5 minutes or so with the link to poker, and then we'll give everybody about 15 minutes to load in. So we got poker coming up. Winner gets a Crypto Pharaoh OG. So thanks for coming, guys. I'm going to throw on the music again. Enjoy the vibes. In about 2 hours, we have our last AMA of the evening or morning or wherever the heck you are with RMT Books, the Ricky, who's actually doing the mastering of all the audio tonight. So really excited to chat with him. And yeah, so look forward to hearing for the poker shout out.